A good evening. It's Sunday, 14th of January 2018. So I've spent quite a bit of time today, probably far too much, looking at mixing voice and music. So as I talk to you right now, what you'll find is that I've got a voice, but I don't have any music in the background. And the slide you're seeing there is the voice, and then something at the bottom which is the music that may or may not be added. So the best thing to do is just talk you through it and see where I am. The thankful thing is that I know quite a bit about it, but I know there are people out there that know 100 times more than me. So when it comes down to it, what we've got here is the first slide that says, if you want to do a combination with me as an educational teacher type thing, I record my screen a lot and my voice a lot, but I don't tend to add in music around the background. Sometimes it's nice, sometimes it isn't. So I started Googling today, and you'll see that this starts off quite big on the green and it goes smaller, and the technique I found was something called audio ducking, and what that means is that I'll just make this a bit bigger, hold on a second, and then that'll do. So what we've got here is that the voice starts off with something like, you know, welcome to the show, and then whoever's doing it doesn't say anything, and then the music on the green, the lower part, pipes up really loud, and then the music trails off and he says, and whatever, and they stop talking and the music goes up, it goes down, it goes up, and you know, in other words, it's something called ducking. Now I started to look at this today, and the thing that I come to, he says when he's mucking about as normal, I just want to get this big screen, it's such an easy technique. So in other words, voice, spoken, narration, background music, and then mixing the two together. So first bullet point, I value education over entertaining people, yet you can read the stuff on screen. So all I really wanted to say is that if a regular teacher goes into the classroom, they don't have a backing track really. It sounds silly, yet on YouTube you're allowed to do whatever you wish to. Sometimes it's helpful, sometimes it isn't, but in my mind the best is to get the lesson going, and maybe the voice if it's needed. Sometimes I don't even speak, I just shove a load of music in the background and the video works because it's strong on visuals. So let's take an example. Slow back down a second. Here is a video that I've already published with no voice on the background. Let's just listen to a second. Good morning, it's 10th of January 2018. That'll do. Now what you're hearing is the sound going out of my mobile speaker and into my mobile microphone. What you'll find is that there is some music laid on the bottom called deliberate thought. So if I tap to audio mixing, what you'll see is the voice track, in other words the video track is 100%, but I've completely pulled down the music. So now I put this, look, in the middle up to 100, and you'll see the problem that comes. And I'll play it again, not for very long, but just a couple of seconds to see that the voice cannot be heard because the music is so strong. Listen. Good morning, it's 10th of January 2018, and this... There you go. So if I went on to the audio, by the way, if I wanted to take the music anyway on its own, as you know if you're using Power Director here, is that I can bring the music on its own, and I'm just going to keep it at 100, there we go, up and down. So in other words, if I wanted to keep the music 100 and then go into audio mixing, I could still bring, say, that down to say 50, but if I've already done the music on its own at say 50, then I'm going to get 25. So what I found, long story very short, is if I bring this all the way down to about 17 on the music, it's not bad. Have a little listen and see what happens. Good morning, it's 10th of January 2018, and this lesson is about the... Stop it there, because what I want to do is illustrate. This video is in two parts, by the way. This is the mobile bit, and I'll do a desktop bit in a minute. And what I'm getting at is if you bring the thing down so small, sorry I can't see my own finger, 7%, really low, you might find that people are wondering whether there is any music in the background, and also they're straining to hear it, which makes it really irritating because it detracts from the spoken message. Let's play it. Good morning, it's 10th of January 2018, and this lesson is about the... It's not bad, is it? The other reason that I've got to throw in, which I didn't say before, and that is that I may prefer a little bit of music in the background, because as I breathe and as I speak, sometimes I can hear myself swallow or take a breath or whatever, and I don't really like it, because I try to do my lessons in a one take, because it's quicker that way, and also because I feel pretty okay just doing it in one take if I prepared my resources. Now going down, there's a slight separate one, and then we will finish this video. In other words, listen to this bit and you can see that the audio track just changes a little bit. Hold on a second, wait a moment, let's bring that up a bit to 17. Hold on. I mean, this is really trial and error, because in my mind, and what I've got to say, which is really important, I forgot to say, and that is that going back to this old audio ducking business, wistia, there's a website that's coming up in a minute that I've shared, or read rather, says that audio ducking is one technique, but the chap on the website was talking sense in my opinion, and he sort of said, well, try and get the music volume not too high, not too low, just on a sweet spot, and it works really well, and you don't have to do all the ducking, because you can appreciate that if you're going to go through your whole audio and you're going to pull the music in up and down all the way through the whole lot, it takes a lot of time. So if you're perhaps making some, you know, blockbuster movie, great, do it. If not, then quite honestly, get on with it, which is my view, you know, as fast as possible. Right, hold on a second. Morning everyone, Mike Downs here. I make video lessons to help. Now I would argue very much that's too low. Let's bring it up a bit to about just there. Let's just find out, because it just starts. Try it there. Mike Downs here. I make video lessons to help people learn to dream, to aspire. I'm a teacher. I don't even like my spoken words there anyway. I'm going to finish this video. If it's a short one, I'll add the next bit on. If it's a bit longer, I'll split it to YouTube upload. So if I swipe down, hold on a second. Now don't tell me the time, doesn't matter. Okay, see you later, bye.